We chose greenery, Pantone's greenery, as the color of the year because we feel it's very symbolic of what people are needing in their lives today. There is a certain concern about a lot of stress in your everyday life, about having to be online and checking your phone and taking care of all of your duties. And people feel they need a place to go, to be able to unwind, to perhaps take a deep breath and oxygenate, as we call it, to get away from the stresses of everyday life. And this was one of the big reasons why we chose the Pantone color of the year called greenery. Greenery is a very effusive, very expressive color. It is a yellow-green, so it has an undertone of hope that is entailed in the color. It is something that speaks to newness and freshness and a need to revitalize and refresh your thinking, perhaps, and to refresh your well-being, your sense of well-being. And so there was a lot of thought that went into the choice of the color of the year because we really do want to get across the symbolic value and what the color really should mean and should say to people. And we think that the choice of greenery will do exactly that. It will get the message across of newness, freshness, revitalization, and that's what the color is all about. We feel the joy of choosing the color of the year while we're in the process of making that decision. In other words, we look for symbolic meaning in many of the places that we travel all around the world. What are people telling us, not only in the world that we live in, but internationally, what they are hoping to find in a color. And so our joy is to create a color and to get a conversation going about it, to get people talking about the color. Because if you talk about color, then you have a better understanding of how to use color. It is a very joyful experience, and it is something that if you were to paint your surroundings, let's say, in a bedroom or in a kitchen, and you chose a color that really spoke to you emotionally, then it would be a color that would be uplifting, it would make you happier. And so our joy comes from knowing that we have helped people reach that conclusion with color. We have also helped them unleash their creativity. Changing the color of a room with a paintbrush is a very interesting and rewarding way of getting a new, fresh approach. And that is what we're hoping to do. That is our responsibility as far as the color is concerned. People can be very weary in today's world. We do have problems in the world around us, not the least of which is keeping up with our busy lifestyles and doing all the things that we do. So I liken it to perhaps getting away from where you are now, all of the concerns that you have. Thinking about color, talking about color, using it in your surroundings is really important because it can bring you a sense of joy. So in times of great stress, whether it be economic, social, whatever stresses that there are, perhaps stresses at work at the same time, somehow painting with color, using color, is sort of like giving you permission to go back to your childhood again and enjoy color the way that you did as a child. When someone gave you a box of crayons when you were a little child, a little girl, a little boy, and you were offered a box of crayons and you scribbled with great abandon on the page with color. It really is very uplifting. It makes you feel better. It makes you feel very young at heart again. And truly, that is one of the best missions of color in the end, is to make people feel better about their surroundings. I do enjoy visiting South Korea every year, here in Seoul. because the people at NOROO are just so involved in the study of color. NPCI, I think, is just an amazing organization where people really are educated about color. They help to get the idea across to people here in this part of the world as to what color is all about. I think the presentations are absolutely fantastic. They do bring in some of the best speakers that I have ever seen. The visuals that are used are quite impressive. And so I do like to lend my expertise to that talk. And I will say that because I travel all over the world and I do presentations in many areas, I think that this one particular location is my favorite to come to because the people at NPCI really do know and appreciate color, and so I appreciate them.